pretty good on that side. So I think whoever comes out of the north here is going to kind of be the favorite in our section. And we're going to play LaCentre Cleveland first, and if we can bump them off, and we can maybe get a chance to play Maple River again, where we had a 2-1 loss to them over there and had chances to win that game. And they also had chances to put some more runs on the board too, but it was just a well-played game with good pitching, and pitching really dominates in softball, and that'll change next year as they move back to 43 feet from 40 feet. So that'll be an interesting change to see what happens.
What are your thoughts? And Ted, you can jump in on this one too, because I'm sure you've seen it on occasion in basketball, but you know, I know all the positives. East plays tougher competition, but I really have trouble putting a 500 team at #1. I don't care who you play. That is tough.
I was really surprised with that. I know that they played a few tough teams. Their losses were to tough teams, but myself and Maple River were the only two teams in the entire voting groups that did put them that did not put them up to the #1 seed. So I don't know. The other coaches must have felt something or seen something, and they may be right. Maybe East will just run the whole gamut, and if they do, they do. Bottom line is you've got to go ahead and just beat everybody anyway in the playoffs or wherever you end up. It's just fortunate to get a home game at the beginning. That's always nice.
I think it's a lot of times it's a motivator for the team that doesn't have the higher seed. You know, you're saying they seeded them #1, they're only 9 and 8, and you think that team's better than us, and then use it for motivation for the team that got slated. You think you got slated because you should have been higher in the seeds. So I've always used that as a positive. And then the kids, you know, especially high school level, you can pump them up pretty quick like that. And then, yeah, who do they think they are? They're better than us. And I find that works in my advantage.
Yeah, and you are the guru of motivation, so that will work for you.
Did you play East during the year, Hafe?
No, we did not get to play East.
But they did beat #2 Maple River.
They did. They had a game that was tied at 2-2, and they had to stop it because of weather. And then they came back and played it about 2.5 weeks later. And East did win that game. Their coach for Maple River was pretty confident. He felt that they, you know, could have beaten them had that first game continued. But you know, they came back and played it, and East did win that one.
And the other 3 teams in our coverage area, NRHEG, WEM, and JWP, are all around the 500 mark. Janesville, of course, has the good pitcher in Nikita Coonrod. Right. Which, you know,
Sammy Gruis, she hits the ball like, she hits the ball. She'd be good on a boys baseball team when she raps. But yeah, Nat Boyer's got them going pretty good over there with the pitching, and they can get some good defense and some timely hitting. They can go somewhere in the playoff.
NRHEG, I believe, has 6 wins with an 8th grade pitcher, and that's an improvement from last year when I think they struggled with only 2 wins all year. So they're on the rise, and of course you keep that pitcher around for another 5 years and things will probably look pretty good. And WEM is in the same situation. They started out the year when they played you, Hafe, using the senior pitcher Mossberg, and now I see they've switched to a freshman pitcher who's pitching most of the innings for him, and they're right around the 500 mark. So who knows at tournament time.
Right, and our HEG will play that piggyback game against Triton, and then they'll have the pleasure of playing Mankato East, whoever wins that game, and then St. Peter will, you know, if they win their game, will play East, which could be interesting because St. Peter has a good pitcher themselves. Well,
in your section, Hafe, East, Waseca, Maple River, St. Peter, any of those 4 could win it.
Oh, absolutely. That's our side of the section is loaded, and you're right. One of those, that whoever comes out of there, it should be you know, I wouldn't want to be on that other side because, you know, they just aren't quite as strong.
And of course, you will get underway Tuesday afternoon at your home field against LaCentre.
5 o'clock, home game. Yes.
And the weather should be gorgeous.
Yes, in the 90s.
Yep.
I did pick up a little tidbit in the paper today. The old Sarge, Manny Beckman, has got elected to another Hall of Fame. I believe he's chasing Tink now. It's about 9-4. Manny got his 4th Hall of Fame. He just got elected into the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference Hall of Fame.
That's correct.
And Manny is still the all-time #1 letter earner at MSU with 11 letters in college.
You
so
did your research, holy cow.
Amazing.
See, when you get the coffee early and have time to read the
He
sports,
also,
Dad?
he also had the hardest finger when he put that
Yes, he
thing
did, and I still have an indentation there.
It was something.
Talk about the master motivator, Hafe.
Oh, yes.
He'd
Yeah.
point that finger,
Oh,
and you
baby.
did whatever he asked.
Heard the stories from you and seen him a little bit in action out at the high school.
We want to mention also the Waseca girls track team competes this afternoon, I believe, at the True Team State at Stillwater, beginning at 3 o'clock. So any of you track fans that would like to get up there and watch the Jays run in the True Team State, that'll be at Stillwater High School this afternoon.
They got some quality players, and they got Caitlin Severson back for the sprints, and that'll help them a lot.
And the boys golfers who have been to 2 states in a row will
Yep.
get ready for their run. I see they finished second in the conference.
Second. And if you got the Pedersen brothers, anything's
Yep.
possible, because those two can go low.
Yep.
I mean, they can golf.
Yeah, 2 good scores, and
Yep.
and Kyle Collins and the tennis crew will also start next week. And
Yeah, they had a tough
Section
week
play.
this past week. They took on #1 Lourdes, and they lost 7-zip. And then on Thursday, they took on Holy Family Catholic, and they won 4-3. I think Holy Family was one slot ahead of them. We were rated 10th, and I think they were 8th. I guess
Yep.
it was 2 slots, but that was a good win. The doubles team continues to carry them. They can just get 1 win in the singles and
Yep.
wipe the doubles.
yeah, they've
That's a-
swept doubles a number of times
Mhm.
this year.
And so you just need one player in that top 4 to get it. What really helped Waseca was when we went to the Double-A, and we all of a sudden went 4-3, 4 wins and 3 losses. In the old days, you had 3 wins and 2 losses, so it favored a team that didn't have much depth. We always had a lot of depth, and we have some people who couldn't play
Mhm.
because you just had to limit yourself to 7 players. When we went to 9 players, a big difference for Waseca. We had going to state and heydays really then with Bruce Westman.
MSU Mankato. Hafe, your old alma mater is out in North Carolina this weekend in
Series.
their first College World Series since 1986, I think the paper said. And
Geez,
Our-
back in your day.
Well, let's see. We went to the College World Series in 1980. Yeah, since
Okay.
86 was their last one.
You're
Yeah,
that old?
I'm very
Oh,
old,
my
but I
God.
remember going there as a freshman, and it's just a blast to be out there. We were out in California for that, and a freshman, me and another freshman got to go along, and our highlight was somebody got hurt out in center field, and we both went to run for the med kit to see who could get there first. The other guy beat me, but forgot that the latch was open on the kit. He went tearing off with it, and everything spilled all over the field. It's one time I'm glad I wasn't first.
and we'll let you know that Tink Larson has made it out there, even though he had a number of dilemmas. 2 of the machines had broken at the field. As he tried to drag it, he had to pull out a 3-wheeler that he hadn't used in 2.5 years.
I could use my moped.
He was worried that he had to miss 3 or 4 Blue Jay games and might even miss the tournament opener. And probably worst of all is that the Braves open tonight, and he won't be there for him. So
First opening game ever?
yeah, I believe
guess.
so. So that's another quick reminder, fans. The Braves open tonight, 7 o'clock at Tink Larson Field against the Minneapolis Cubs.
Is the mayor singing?
I haven't heard,
Okay.
and I don't know if, with Tink not around, if Mayor Serp will be rendering his edition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Really, Roy, you need some music. Okay, the acapella's okay, but you need some music. Okay, just tell you. Sorry.
And our last topic today, boys, will the Brett man return?
Well, he had his
Ankle operated on.
And if Southern Miss makes it to the World Series, he's going to come back. That's what he said in the news the other
Well,
day.
then I also heard if the sun was out tomorrow, he'd come back.
That's
So,
true. Well, I tell you guys,
prediction, Mr. Green Bay man?
he'll be back.
Yeah,
Dave?
he'll be back. You know, we'll find out about 2 days before training camp. or
Right.
somewhere in
Well,
there.
yeah, he doesn't
Yep.
need to go to those first
Nope.
3 weeks anyway.
Yep.
We wish Hafe the best of luck in this week's section tournament. Hafe,
Appreciate
let's
it.
get another trip there.
We're looking forward to it.
It's
I
a
just
long
know that.
ways to Caswell Park.
Hey, the key is that if we can run and run through that section, is that Coogie and Don will be wearing the blue headbands.
Coogie and Don will wear the
For
sparkly
broadcast.
headbands to broadcast if Hafe's team gets to state.
That is, if that's not a motivator,
That's motivation, huh,
I don't
Ted?
know what.
I couldn't even top that.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Sports Scoop. See you next week.